Hello and welcome back to Take 5.
It's Tuesday's Take 5. Welcome everyone.
It is, and I've just got to let you into a little secret here. We are standing on a slope today.
I haven't grown.
So I've not shrunk either, which is all very good news, but we are standing on a slope down here, the beach slope, and that's because we're on location.
Again?
And today we've moved, yes again, live broadcast from outside. No, we're in Littlehampton today, so this is the beach, not a patch on sandbanks I have to say, but the beach at Littlehampton.
Yes, and it's, quite a few people about. A bit chilly, but it's bracing.
It's lovely.
Bracing, yes.
So we are in Genesis again. The story has moved along. We're chapters
20 to 22 today.
And again, we're going to focus in on certain bits of it. But first of all, we get this episode with Abraham and Abimelech, don't we?
We do, and it's really interesting because only a couple of chapters ago, in chapter 18 that we read yesterday, Abraham and Sarah visited by God's messengers, and they say that they'll be coming back in a year's time, and when they come back,
they'll have a baby.
They'll have a baby.
Well, hey.
Yoo-hoo! It's all good. And then we're into chapter 20 today, and then we hear of them, Abraham and Sarah, travelling to the Negev, and then they encounter Abimelech, and Abraham tells Abimelech that Sarah is his sister. Not for the first time that he's done that.
I'm having deja vu here because this happened a little bit earlier on, didn't it?
It certainly did.
Back in, I can't remember the chapter, but just a few chapters ago.
Not for the first time. So suddenly you're left thinking, wait a minute, what about the promise? What's happening here? Oh my goodness, it's all falling apart. Is everything going wrong?
Yeah.
And then, of course, God is very graceful and he steps in. And he sorts it all out, and so that even though they are perhaps a little, Abraham's maybe a little bit frightened, a bit scared, so he again says that Sarah is his sister, but God's gracious even in that, and steps in to sort it all out. And
God's looking to fulfill his promise.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he's going to do that through Abraham. Whatever Abraham does, whatever Sarah does, he's got it on plan. And shortly after this episode, we read
in chapter 21.
Yeah, we read that Sarah gave birth to Isaac, and here is the fulfillment of the promise. That promise that he had back early on when he was still Abram, when he was still travelling from his hometown, that he would be the father of many nations. How is that going to happen, God? I haven't got a son. I haven't got an heir. And they've tried all sorts of things en route, and now the promise has been fulfilled. Here he is. Isaac has arrived.
Joy and laughter.
Yes. And so that they have a baby boy. And it looks as though things are going to go really well for them, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. This is the fulfillment of that promise.
Until God decides to test Abraham. Now,
and then in 22.
we don't want to get social services involved here, so we won't talk about the whole thing about tying his son up and taking him away. But Abraham is sorely tested here, isn't he?
Oh gosh, hugely. There's a test of his faith and his belief in that promise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's massive.
I mean, we're what, 12, 13 maybe years on from the birth of Isaac and that fulfillment, and you think from that high point of the child in their old age that they could never have, but was the fulfillment of God's spiritual promise to them. Suddenly, it looks as though it's going to be taken away. But I love the bit here where Abraham and Isaac, they set off, they leave their servants behind and they set off together, and I think the fire has been, the wood has been prepared, and Isaac turns to Abraham and he says, Dad, where's the sacrifice then? And his dad says, Abraham says, God will provide the lamb. Then just hold on to that for a moment. Because by the time the angel has stopped Abraham from sacrificing his son, they look around and Abraham finds a ram in the thicket, which he then sacrifices. And so actually, the lamb that Abraham speaks about prophetically never gets sacrificed. That is still to come. A spiritual lamb sacrificed for us. What good news!
Brilliant news.
And he's here with the promise that he will be the father of many nations. It will follow through Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, so on down through the line. And then finally Jesus will be that lamb sacrificed for us, so that Abraham will be our father spiritually. So much to think about and enjoy in these chapters.
Yeah, oh yeah, great chapters. Yeah.
So what an inheritance we have, stretching right back to Abraham, our spiritual dad. Something to dwell on and to meditate on today.
And we'll be back tomorrow.
We will, somewhere else probably. Bye for now.
Bye.